Welcome to episode 8 of Chats. Today we have another Christmas episode.
Yay, Christmas.
We love Christmas so much, we're doing a second episode about Christmas.
We're going to use them all up in the first year.
Exactly.
We're doing the podcast.
Well, we have a...
Introduce yourself.
Oh, well, I'm Corbin.
And I'm Sarah.
Yeah, well, I think people know at this point who we are, but...
You never know. Someone
know.
could be discovering us for the first
Hopefully.
time. And they're like, who is that amazing sounding young man?
Yes, well, hello there, new listener. So we're not talking about traditions and the consumerism of Christmas like we did last episode, but you should go check that one out.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about the media side of things and more specifically Christmas movies, because we love Christmas movies here in the house.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Christmas movies out there. I know.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just going by our little library that we have here.
Yeah.
And then when I did the research for this podcast,
You have pages.
I know. And this is just one website. This is just EW.com that I checked out.
Okay.
And there's so many other, when you queue up, top Christmas movies. It's a never-ending list. So
we're going to go over this list first then, the
Yeah.
EW list.
And then you've got some.
I have
Personal
my
favorites?
ranked. I have honorable mentions. I have dishonorable mentions.
Oh
'cause
my gosh.
They can't all be good. They can't all be good.
I can attest that some of them are not any good.
No. Well, we'll get into that, so stay tuned.
And then I've got a list as well. So
Awesome.
that'll be interesting to see if any of ours cross over.
Yeah.
So we won't pass any judgment on the list from EW.com.
No.
We'll just talk about the movies. Is that fair?
This is their ranking, though.
Yeah, the top 20 Christmas movies according to
Okay.
EW.com.
All right.
So this is scientific stuff.
Exactly. Well, people got paid to write
Do this as opposed to us who are just sitting here in the
Right.
closet. Oh, let's talk about the addition in the closet.
We have a mirror
That's
in the
right.
closet, so I can see the back of Mom's head and the top of my face, like my eyes. So it's exciting.
It's exciting. The room feels so much bigger now.
Yeah. Whenever I'm not talking, I'm just zoned out looking at my
your own
eyes.
beauty.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So back on topic here.
Yes.
This is EW.com's 20 top movies. So number 20, Christmas movies.
Christmas movies.
The 20th pick is, I was surprised by this one, is The Santa Claus.
The
1994 with Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. Okay. I like
Yeah.
that movie.
I like that too. I guess I thought it might be a little higher up.
It's more of a safe for kids movie because not all Christmas movies are meant for kids, but
Yeah.
it's more of like I think it's Disney. Disney made that movie.
Well,
so.
I like that, especially because we were. I don't even think we were. 94. We weren't even parents yet when that movie came out. But to watch a movie like that, and when you do have children, and there's comedy for the kids,
Yeah.
but there's comedy for the parents too. You
Yeah.
don't feel like you're getting
hard
dumbed
to-
down watching a kid movie.
It's hard to write that sort of comedy
Oh yeah.
or movie in general.
All right, so that's number 20 is The
Okay.
Santa Claus. Number 19 is Gremlins.
Yes, I saw. Everyone. That's one of the movies you forget it's a Christmas movie.
Well, this is what I made the note. It's from 1984.
Yeah.
Which is like back in my day. And it says, and I just made the note of, it's just set during the holidays. There's
Yeah.
no Christmas message to it. It's
Don't
just
feed gremlins after midnight.
no candy canes even. Well, that's the thing is there's no Christmas message. It just happens to be happening
Yeah.
at Christmas time. So I debate whether that counts.
I think I read an article somewhere saying that movies that do that, where there's no reason for it, and another example is, I know you haven't seen it, which is not a big spoiler, but the new Jumanji movie is set at Christmas.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It is. Well, the real world stuff.
Right.
And the reason movies do that is because apparently, like, it gives them rewatchability over the holidays. So
So you put it on your list of
Yeah.
ones that you want to see. Well,
Yeah.
that's clever.
it is clever.
I didn't
So
realize
I
that was
think
the case.
Gremlins maybe it started that exception, or maybe it helped elevate it, because a lot of movies afterwards, speaking of Jumanji and stuff like that, are based around Christmas without a Christmas message.
Well, it's interesting because I think we're going to see a couple more on
Yeah.
this list. So number 18 is, and this is sacrilege.
18. Okay.
This is number 18.
Okay.
This is wrong on every level. National Lampoon's
Oh.
Christmas Vacation, 1989, featuring Chevy Chase and, of course, Cousin Eddie, who is Randy Quaid. There is no way in hell that should be a number 18 Christmas movie.
That's a classic, and they put that with the Gremlins. I can't
That's
believe
one
that.
above Gremlins. Okay, so we won't, like I said, we won't get too deep
Yeah.
into these now because
Oh my
we could just go to
gosh.
town. Number 17, equally devastated
Yeah.
is Scrooged.
Oh, another one.
See, you're upset too.
love that
1988
movie.
with Bill Murray.
Yeah.
And it's a take on A Christmas Carol.
Yes, the
So
classic Christmas story with Scrooge.
The modern telling of
Yeah.
it. So, yeah, we'll talk more about it later, but
Yeah.
personally, outraged. Number 16, and this ties into what you mentioned about Gremlins, which is Die Hard.
This is the one movie, like Gremlins and all that, it's inoffensive or anything like that. I like Die Hard being set on Christmas, and I love how it's a Christmas movie. It has nothing to do with Christmas, really. But it shows you how bad...
Yippee-ki-yay is not a Christmas greeting.
It shows you how bad Christmas parties at your company can be,
true.
as we talked about last episode.
This is the ultimate Christmas party gone sideways.
Yeah, but no, I disagree that it's above things like Scrooged and National Lampoons.
Yeah.
But I do like that, it is a Christmas movie, and throw it on the list. Just throw it at the wall, see if it sticks.
Exactly. And so, again, this is 1980. There's a lot of 88s or 1980s movies on this list.
The 80s are nostalgia right now, right?
It is. Well, but there's a lot of Christmas movies that came out
That's
in the
true.
80s. So.
Or movies that are just happen to be set at Christmas in the 80s.
We don't want to celebrate, but we want to throw it in there.
Yeah.
So that was Bruce Willis and, of course, the amazing Alan Rickman,
Yeah.
who is...
Hans Gruber.
No, come on, do it right.
You want like the accent?
Yes.
Hans Gruber. I don't know. That's Arnold. I just said Arnold.
It just makes me... Do it again.
Do
Do it again.
Hans Gruber.
No.
I can't do his accent. It's a very...
He's got like a slick...
He's English, right? But he's trying to do a German accent.
but he's doing... It's
That's what I
good
mean.
accent.
But he also has that raspiness to his voice. Like, you can't imitate him. Like, that's why he is Alan Rickman.
Yeah, he's amazing. We could just do a whole podcast on Alan Rickman. But anyway, not to get bogged down here. That was number 16. Number 15 is Miracle on 34th Street.
Which version?
The 1947 version, which is black and white, which is not the one.
No.
Little side note, Corbin had never seen Miracle on 34th Street, so I
Till the
actually
other day.
made him watch it earlier this week. So we'll talk about that maybe a little later. But this is the black and white version. And personally, just a little side note, this does not age well. And we talked about that when we watched the updated version.
What
In the original, Santa assaults a man.
Yeah.
Like...
Does he do more than the
goes
new
to
one?
town on a man. Like, it wasn't in the new one. I think he
just lightly taps him on.
He's got his cane, and it almost looks like the man grabs the cane and hits himself with it. Like, it's kind of weird how that altercation in the newer version goes. But in the original,
he goes to town on him.
Jesus, Santa! Like, this is not.
I want to see this movie now.
Well, it's anyway, and
some of it's aged. Like, the storyline has aged well, but some of the things in it haven't.
And they tweaked, how they were able to prove, or get Santa off the charges as far as believing in Santa Claus.
Spoilers, by the way, for most of these movies. But if you haven't seen these movies and you're listening to a Christmas-themed podcast, I don't know what you're doing.
They've watched all the movies they have.
I have a problem with telling people, what are you doing listening to this podcast? I got to stop that. We want you to listen to the podcast.
Yes. And maybe you're debating. When we get into our personal list, maybe there'll be some thoughts that people have. So anyway.
Sorry.
Number 14 is White Christmas, 1954, featuring Ben Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney. And I feel bad saying this. I have not seen it beginning to end. I've seen classic clips of this.
We've watched it beginning to end. We watched it last year on Christmas Eve. The whole family. And I remember sitting there.
It just didn't resonate.
I don't remember the plot. All I remember is that at the end, they're in a barn and they're all dancing. And I thought this was boring.
Now I remember.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing is, for some of these movies, particularly in the 50s, it's about the talent.
Yeah.
I mean... Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney, like, dear God, these are gifted people. But it was about a showcase for them. Like, I don't look at that movie and think, oh, it's not Christmas until I watch White Christmas.
Yeah. Well, and for a lot of people, that is a very big Christmas movie. But the thing is, what you're talking about is a shift in Hollywood where back in the day, movies were sold on the actors and performers involved. Now it's about... Well, is the story good? Well, who's directing? It's not necessarily... Like, actors still play a part, but I'm not going to run out to the new Dwayne Johnson movie just because it's Dwayne Johnson.
I will.
You will, yeah. But back in the day, those guys were big names, and it drew people in.
And perhaps it's generational. Maybe that's because it's just a little past me. I don't know. But anyway, love for feedback on that one. Number 13 is The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is a Tim Burton film.
Yeah,
which
I just watched this year.
Did you?
My girlfriend likes it, and it's hard to decipher if it's a Christmas movie or if it's a Halloween movie. We watched it during Halloween.
That's my point.
But it's one of those things where it's like a lot of people like it because of like it's very iconic, like the imagery and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't need to watch it again, and I don't think I would call it more of a Halloween movie than a Christmas movie, just from watching it once.
That was from 1993.
Yes.
Number 12 is Trading Places, which is from 1983.
That's a Christmas movie?
Yes, but this is another. Actually, Christmas and New Year's that week.
Yeah.
Is a crucial plot point for the movie.
I've never seen the full movie.
Okay, we're gonna watch it because
is it good?
Just quick synopsis. The idea is that Eddie Murphy is someone who is basically they portray him as a con man. He's trying to have his little, I'm a blind man and give me money and like scamming
I've
type
seen
thing.
that part, yeah.
Okay, so then you have Dan Aykroyd. Very interesting pairing with these two comedians,
Yeah,
right?
they're not usually together.
No, so they're on Saturday Night Live.
Well, yeah, but I mean
have that in
movies.
common.
You think Dan Aykroyd, I think Bill Murray. Like
That's true.
Those guys are in a lot together.
So the idea is these two individuals are then manipulated by these two old guys, and I feel bad. I know Don Amici's one of them, and I can't remember the other man's name. That's going to haunt me. Anyway, I apologize.
She'll blurt it out halfway through the podcast.
Or in the middle of the night, I'll go, I remember.
Get the podcast stuff. We got to record.
So these two brothers, these old white men,
Yeah.
are part of an investment firm, and Dan Aykroyd works for them.
Okay.
And they want to do a socioeconomic experiment where they take someone from the street, Eddie Murphy, and they take someone from Wall Street, Dan Aykroyd, and they force them into trading places.
Oh, bored white men and their
Bored white men.
and their hobbies.
Exactly. and I'm going to give a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear a spoiler, just
Fast forward a
hit
bit.
pause for a second, or mute this for a second. The whole thing is done on a bet.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically ruin Dan Aykroyd's life. He loses his house, his fiance, his social standing, his money, everything.
Gosh.
And Eddie Murphy gets everything. And the bet,
Yeah.
do you remember how much it's for?
No.
$1.
Oh my gosh. That's awful. And I remember I'm forgetting her name. The actress
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis is a
She's
very different
amazing.
role in that movie.
And she's good in it.
Yeah.
I love her in it. She is a great. She's like your hooker with the heart of gold analogy, but she's a pivotal part of how this plays out. Anyway, so the reason I'm going back to it is it's set over Christmas and New Year's because it's about the investment time when the reports are coming out in the new year,
Oh.
and the old guys are trying to manipulate the stock or the value of the stocks.
Okay.
So that's why it does literally have to be that time between Christmas and New Year, and they do have like the Christmas parties and all that festivities going on. It does play into
and
it.
I've seen photos of Dan Aykroyd when he's like on the street in a Santa costume. So I don't know what it's about, but
he eats the salmon that he stole from the country club.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's disgusting. You see like strands of beard hair going in his mouth. It's gross. Anyway, I think that's a pretty decent movie. So okay, moving on. Number 11 is Home Alone.
Okay.
And they just said Home Alone. They didn't list like all
The second one.
15 Home Alones.
Apparently people don't like the second movie. People like the first movie more.
Well, I'll leave that for a minute.
Okay.
Home Alone, 1990. This is a John Hughes film, and of
Yes.
course featuring the
Macaulay Culkin.
perennially adorable, 8-year-old. He's not
Macaulay
allowed to
Culkin.
grow up. Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Number 10 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from 1964. And if you're not familiar with this version, this is the one that looks like it's all stop animation
Yes.
puppets.
The stop motion.
Yes, and it features the Isle of Misfit Toys. And I have a real issue with this one. I didn't even realize it till a couple years ago when we were watching it. And you'll remember because I kind of lost it when Rudolph has a little girlfriend and they're all worried about. Oh yeah, you remember now, don't you? And Rudolph's gone missing, and Rudolph's dad's all concerned. He goes back to this cave because deer live in caves, right?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
In the North Pole. Come on.
Apparently.
I've been there before.
And so Rudolph's dad and his mom are concerned, and then his dad decides we're going to go look for Rudolph, and they all want to go.
Yeah.
And dad says,
Rightfully so.
well, yeah, like the more the merrier, right?
Yeah.
And the father comes out with, "This is men's work,"
Yeah.
and I was like, I've been watching this stupid show
Yeah.
since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, never picked up on that.
No.
I will never watch that again.
And I pointed things out to you, which I won't go in depth to, but
I'm having a drink, forgive me.
yeah.
I'm getting dry over here.
But with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the movie, you don't realize it on the first or even like how many dozen viewings you watch it.
40th viewing.
But it is very dated. There's a lot of stuff
Yeah, it
and a
doesn't
lot
stand
of analogies. Like people say, "Oh, you're reaching," but when you watch it back and you see it, like
in today's
context,
yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that is like people.
Messed up.
There's cultures and there's types of people misrepresented
Yeah.
and almost made fun of, and it's just. I agree with
it's
you.
just wrong.
I agree with you where it's it's a good story, but there are parts of it that are just almost too much to look out for, and I don't want to watch it.
Well, if you didn't like number 10, you're not going to like number 9
No?
either, because it's The Year Without Santa Claus from 1974. Same technology, didn't advance in 10 years. It's the same idea. The reason you're going to remember this one, because it looks like it was made in 1974, it's when they have the heat miser and the snow miser.
Oh my gosh! I was gonna say I've
Remember
never
that?
heard of this movie,
Yes,
but I've
you have.
I've
You've seen it.
I'm Mr. White Christmas. He's
Mr.
Snow. Yeah.
Yes. And then this is the one where Santa has a cold, which reinforces the stereotype of men having colds that keep them in bed to the extent that they cannot function.
Yeah, that's crazy because I thought that movie came out at the same time as Rudolph. All those movies blend together.
I know,
Santa
'cause
Comes to Town.
Okay.
This one, Rudolph. They all blend together.
Santa Comes to Town is not on this list.
No?
No, which is fine because it was crap too. But that's the one that you say the young Santa looks like your brother.
Yes.
So if anybody wants to know what Corbin's brother looks like,
So young
Go.
Santa from Santa Comes to Town.
with a little red beard, and
Yeah.
he's a redhead. Anyway, that was just funny.
I don't know why, but I've seen that movie I think once or twice, and Santa Comes to Town, that is, and I think I have like a weird soft spot for it where it's cute, it's inoffensive. I don't think there's anything that offensive with it.
But I think it's just so vanilla.
It
Like,
is.
it's just,
There's nothing really substance. There's no substance to
It's
it.
a half hour you're never going to get back again. An hour you're never going to get back again. Okay, so that was number 9.
Yes.
Number 8. We're already like 17
This is gonna be an
minutes
extra
in.
long episode for
Extra long.
Christmas.
I apologize. Well, if you haven't
Merry
got...
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We need jingle bells in here
Yeah.
or something.
All right,
like
hold on.
that. Hang on.
There you go.
That's
there you go.
awesome. Love it. Love it. Okay, so number 8 is The Muppet Christmas Carol from 1992. And again, there's so many Christmas carols. This, of course, features the Muppets.
Yes.
And Michael Caine.
Of course. When I think
Michael
Muppets
Caine.
and I think of Christmas, I think that old white British man Michael Caine in my movie.
He needs to be Scrooge. Yes. So there's nothing to talk about there.
No,
It's the
I
Muppets.
haven't seen it. If it's Muppets, there's got to be at least one good part to it.
Yeah.
So
There's always a big musical number, and they're
Yeah.
all close-up shots. There's no long shots
No.
in that movie at all. Okay, the next one, which I am proud of the fact I've never seen this movie before.
Okay.
Number 7 is Bad Santa from 2003.
with
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton.
And it actually says, like, right up front, like, this has adult content. This is
Yeah.
not a Home Alone or the Santa Claus where it's at two levels.
No.
This is strictly an adult.
Yeah, I've never
Christmas
seen
movie.
this movie either, and I've seen clips of it, and from the clips, I have no desire to see it at all. It's definitely not something to bring you. Well, I can't say that. I can't say that because I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to say that.
Yeah,
Continue.
If someone else wants to comment on how amazing
Bad Santa
Bad
is.
Santa is, and if you think we should waste the time or invest the time if you feel so inclined, let us know. We'd like to hear from you.
We'll get to it at some point between this Christmas, which is not going to happen, and next Christmas.
Okay, so number 6 is Love Actually from 2003. And
I like that movie.
I cannot... You do?
I like it. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. I can't list all the stars in it. It's literally jam-packed.
yeah.
It's your quintessential...
Alan Rickman again.
ensemble.
Ensemble. And
Yeah.
it's a good ensemble. Like, everyone, no one's left unwritten or, like, underwritten.
No.
Everyone has their moment in the sun.
Except...
Except...
This was a great movie for me to watch when I was baking, which, fun fact, I've actually been baking all day today.
This is your break.
And Corbin's like, we got to do a podcast. I'm like, good, because I need to sit
Yeah.
down for a minute. So when I get baking, I usually have a TV on or something to kind of, and Love Actually is great because you can pop in and out and there's different stories and it's like, as you said, there's great talent in it. But, so the movie came out in 2003. So it's been on TV for years. I didn't actually realize that there was a whole storyline that I was not seeing in my Lifetime.
Really? What storyline?
Lifetime channel. The guy who is from the
Walking Dead.
Lord of the Rings. Is it Lord of the Rings? Which one is it? He's the stand-in for the whole porn story.
Oh, that's The Hobbit.
Hobbit.
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman.
I
okay.
think.
So I the first time I saw it, there was this quick clip of him talking to the
girl.
actress that he does this part of the movie with, and I thought this is weird because they don't really make sense. Well, then we actually rented it or something.
We sat down and watched it. Yeah.
No, but they edit it for the afternoon viewing on Lifetime versus
it was on Netflix because it was on Netflix last year or sometime.
And we sat down and we watched it together.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw it was only like 3 years ago, and you guys were still young enough. I'm like, I can't believe I'm sitting here watching them simulate sex scenes because they're supposed to be in a porn movie shoot.
Well,
anyway,
that makes sense that they wouldn't have it in the afternoon screenings.
So anyway, it's just when you talk about the movies that don't have messages, this one has all the messages. Every single story has a message.
Yeah.
Every single little vignette has some kind of meaning. So anyway,
all the stories tie up with a nice bow to give a nice gift.
But it's not schmaltzy. Not everyone gets a happy ending, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Not everyone gets a happy ending, which is
but
more
you do
real
get
life.
You do get a happy ending.
You get a payoff as a viewer.
Well, no, but you don't get happy endings in some spots, but you at least you get another happy ending
somewhere
over here.
Else. That's
some
true.
movies on this list don't have happy endings at all.
Right.
So at least you get something like that. So.
Number 5 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and this is the original 1966 with Bela Lugosi, and it's animated, and the
great.
whole. My favorite part was his heart was 2 sizes too small, and they actually show it like boop boop. That's the one I grew up with. But,
it's great.
It's a good one. Number 4 is Elf, a more modern classic, also made in 2003. Do you see how it kind of goes in spurts? Now we've got all the 2000s
2003 was Bad Santa, Love Actually, and Elf.
Yeah. So anyway, everyone knows Will Ferrell. He's in this as the elf, the human who grows up at the North Pole and then comes back to civilization as an elf-sized man.
And
man-sized elf.
If it was anyone else in the role, I don't think it would have worked. Will Ferrell at that specific time as well, like 2003 Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
All right, number 3 is the Charlie Brown Christmas from 1965, which I would say the most notable thing to come out of this movie, aside from the funky dance scenes that they always have, is that it spawned what is known as the Charlie Brown tree.
Christmas tree, yeah.
So a tree that's usually a sapling or very scrawny with very few needles on it.
And one ball.
One red ball.
And it's drooping the whole tree over.
It bends the whole thing over.
We have it, and it's considered a classic, but it's never been one of those things where, like, we have to watch it.
I'm not a huge Peanuts fan, though.
No.
Like, Charlie Brown was like, meh, whatever.
I'll have to watch it again, see how I feel.
Here's one that I also have an issue with. So I almost feel in some ways this list is flipped. So number 2, according to EW.com, is A Christmas Story from 1983.
There's been a big cult following after this movie. Like,
I know. I don't get it.
Like, it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm pretty sure you like it as well.
I can watch it once and I'm fine. I never have to watch it again.
No.
I really don't ever. Like, there's things about it's set in the 1950s. It really embraces the inappropriateness of that era. Like, as far as things like the creepy dad wanting the leg lamp, like, and then the kids are like groping the leg lamp because they don't know what it is, and it's just like, no, thank you. This is just uncomfortable.
There's a second movie which I've just recently seen clips of, and it's 10 times worse. 10 times worse than Christmas Story.
The sequel?
A sequel,
I know. Well, I saw that. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, I mean, and it's because of the cult following, like you say. People are just so desperate to watch it that they're willing to,
of course,
to see what's next.
Look over everything. And they recently did a live play for it, you know how Fox, like, television live plays, how they did one for Grease and all that?
Yeah.
They did it for The Christmas Story, and the kid, there's photos all over, and it's jokes and memes about this kid because he's trying to hit these high notes and he's playing the main character of Ralphie.
No.
He looks terrifying.
Oh,
I'm showing
my.
Mom a photo of him.
We're gonna have to post that. I
Yeah,
think. Yeah,
there's
he looks
that,
possessed in that photo.
And then there's this one.
Oh, poor monkey.
Yeah.
These are not flattering photos.
No,
Are they promoting this piece with those photos?
No,
Oh,
I just
good.
screenshot those from because it's not like that's a blink and you miss it. Like he's holding a note.
That's
for like,
how he looks.
For 15 seconds.
Oh, my.
So I had lots of time to screenshot the photos because they look terrifying. Anyway,
so that's
Christmas
number 2.
Story. Yeah.
Oh, actually, the other thing that freaked me out about that, because I've actually seen this happen in real life, is the whole metal flagpole incident where the kid. I know Corbin
that
just
whole
went
scene
green.
is just.
Yeah. So why it's number 2? Apparently, I didn't make this list. Number 1. What do you think number 1 is? Or did you see my page?
I saw it.
You saw it,
but
okay.
I've never seen it. Everyone says it's so great and it's a classic.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Okay.
Maybe because I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
I don't know if I've seen it. Oh, yes, I have seen it beginning to end. But again, it's not one of those ones that really resonates with me. And again, I wonder if it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
So if anyone out there can explain to us why number 1 is It's a Wonderful Life, 1946, other than habit.
Yeah.
I think people think you gotta say It's a Wonderful Life
Yeah.
because it's Jimmy Stewart and it's black and white and it's nostalgia. And I'm sorry, that's not good enough for me. But
Me neither.
so that's our top 20 list.
That's the EW. That's not ours.
No, that's right. So you're gonna start with your
So
list.
I did a top 5
Oh,
with
5. Good for you.
honorable and dishonorable.
Dishonorable.
So I'll do
start.
I'll start from dishonorable, go to honorable, then go to the top 5,
Yeah.
and I'll try and shoot them off
I'm gonna have a
quick.
drink again.
All right. Dishonorable mentions. I'm starting with Santa Claus 3, which is the Tim Allen one with Martin Short as Jack Frost.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I love the first one. The second one is forgettable. The third one is unforgettably bad, and it's just
I feel bad for Martin Short in that movie because he is talented, and that is not a good vehicle for him.
yeah, sadly. The next one is Polar Express. You and I have expressed a lot of dishearten for this movie. We don't like how it's all CGI. We don't like the creepy dance numbers. And we absolutely hate how Tom Hanks plays multiple characters. Since it's CGI, animated, he can be almost any character he wants. And he plays almost every single character. I was just expecting Santa Claus to turn around and be Tom Hanks. It's just, the movie, it's uncomfortable to watch. And it doesn't make me feel like Christmas. It makes me feel like there's like creepy like plastic robots running around with Tom Hanks' face on it. It's scary. I know you don't like it. The next one, which we mentioned in the EW list, White Christmas. I said that because I had to sit. I checked the time. It's almost 3 hours long, and for a movie,
I remember that.
and it's for a movie of that era to be 3 hours long or
That's
2.5
huge, yeah.
hours. It's huge. And I remember sitting through it, and I put it on the dishonorable mention list because it made me sit
it's 3
through
hours.
2.5 hours of forgettable, boring stuff that I didn't want to watch. And then the last one on my list, which you haven't seen, but you can probably agree with it, Grinch 2018. I watched it the other day with my girlfriend. It was bad. I know that because the Grinch...
That's the animated one that they did after the Jim Carrey one.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So, Benedict Cumberbatch would have been great with his regular voice, but he does a weird American accent, and he doesn't sound good at all. And it just, the whole story, because the original Grinch is only half an hour or so, and there's not much to make a 2-hour movie with. So, even the Jim Carrey one and all that, they make backstories and stories about it, and it's like, we already did it with the Jim Carrey version. Why are we doing it here with this one? And they take people like Kenan Thompson from SNL. He's the main character in it. And they make him unfunny. I don't know how you can take someone that funny and make him unfunny. Anyways, enough of the negativity. We have the honorable mentions. I have Elf. I just think I've watched it too much with, schools always play it at, end of the year assemblies and stuff. The Grinch 2000 with Jim Carrey. I like it. I find it funny, and I find it very quotable. A lot of people don't like it, but I can see why. Four Christmases, it's hilarious, but I just don't think of it when it comes to Christmas. I don't put it in my mind. Home Alone, number 1, is the other one for honorable mentions. And then Miracle on 34th Street, the 1994, I believe, version. Just watched it, so I can't put it at the top.
You didn't hate it.
No, I enjoyed it. I had some problems with it because they're trying to, you know, redo a 1940 movie, and there's some of those 1940 cheesiness
50s,
moments.
Yeah.
Moments, but if I watch it a couple times and I still like it, it could easily work my way into the top 5. But the big moment, the top 5 for me, we have Die Hard. I know it's not a Christmas movie, well, it is, but it's not mainly Christmas, but that's why it's at number 5. Number 4 is Love Actually, which I think is just, I can watch that movie any time of the year. It doesn't
Yay!
It doesn't have to be on Christmas. It's just, and I usually don't like rom-coms, but this is a romantic comedy that I will watch and watch and watch over and over again. Number 3 is Scrooged with Bill Murray, as we talked about. I love that movie. That's classic 80s Bill Murray, like at the top of his game. And once again, just like Elf and Will Ferrell, the movie wouldn't be the same without Bill Murray. It wouldn't have worked.
He makes the movie.
He does. Number 2 is the classic 1966 Grinch. I like those. When I think about Christmas, I think about the Grinch. And I think about the scenes where, as you said, the heart grows 2 times bigger. The scene where he thinks about his diabolical plan and his like face curls up, like stuff like that. It's just good, like memorable scenes and movie making, and I love it. The animation still holds up, unlike other stop motion stuff. And then my number 1, no surprise, we watch it every year. Most of the time we watch it on Christmas or Christmas Eve. We have to. That's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's funny. It's heartwarming. It never gets old. And it's like I'm very good with my memory when it comes to movies and such. But that movie every year surprises me how good it is. Not saying that I think it's bad, other than out of the Christmas season. I'm just saying every year it just seems like it gets better and better and better, and I love it. It's absolutely my favorite Christmas movie. Whatever EW says, I don't know. Whatever that journalist was eating for lunch that day might have affected the list. Number 18, my butt. Or 19, whatever it was.
Okay, so
what's your list?
My list, I have a top 9. I don't
wow.
know. That's just what I dug up.
Okay.
Hang on, I think it's 9. Maybe it's more. I don't know. Anyway, so for me,
is this starting from the bottom to the top?
No, in any particular order.
Okay.
I'm not ranking them. These are just literally if any one of these were to come on, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one you might be surprised is Office Christmas Party from 2016.
Okay. I wasn't a fan of that one, but
I know you weren't. But if for anyone who hasn't watched it, the premise is it's a Christmas party. There's 2 siblings that own the business. There's a whole dynamic with family strife over the holidays. And then there's a whole thing of the business, whether or not it'll close, what's going to happen to the employees. And then just all hell breaks loose, which is so funny. If you just need something fun to just take
and
off
wild.
the pressure.
Something that
completely wild.
Yeah, throw logic out the window, which a lot of movies you have to, but it's good entertainment. That's what it is.
And everyone in this movie is really good. So it's the 2 leads are T.J. Miller, and if you don't know who that is, he's the bartender in Deadpool.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston, who everybody knows who Jennifer Aniston is, and Jason Bateman. Those are like the main 3.
And you got lots of SNL people there.
And Kate McKinnon's in it. I forgot about that.
She's a big part.
It's just hilarious beginning to end. So you want to have some fun. If you're feeling like you really need to pick me up and you just feel like something stupid, Office Christmas Party, you got to watch it. 4 Christmases, again, I'm with you there. That's 2008 with Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn.
I'd say up there with Christmas Vacation on the funniest Christmas movie. Like,
and
the
again,
funniest.
Both of those movies, if you're not familiar with 4 Christmases, basically each Reese and Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn are in a relationship, and both sets of their parents are split up, and I'm pretty sure with other people, if not.
Yeah.
And anyway, so everybody's kind of. It's basically trying to hit 4 different family gatherings.
Which they don't normally do.
Because they lie about it.
Yeah, they are forced to go to these 4 family Christmases.
And I think people can resonate with the fact that there's always, a crazy cousin or a wacky aunt or uncle. Or
times by 4 this time.
Times by 4, yeah. And then what happens with their relationship dynamic during that, which, again, we're going to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a get-together, all of us with the girlfriends. Yeah. And this is on the list because the girls have not seen it, and I can't wait to show it to them. The next one is The Holiday from 2006 with Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet. And you might say, what?
I've never heard of that.
It's a good one. It's where Cameron Diaz comes from L.A., to come spend Christmas in England because she wants to get away from a bad breakup. And Kate Winslet lives in this cute cottage in England and is going to take Cameron Diaz's home in LA. So they're basically like a trading places, swapping, it's basically Airbnb. But it's very cute. And again, if you like a rom-com, if you just want like a cute feel-good movie, but it doesn't insult you. You don't feel stupid for watching it. So the next one, this one's a little more challenging. This is The Family Stone from 2005 with Sarah Jessica Parker, Dermot Mulroney, Luke Wilson, Rachel McAdams, Diane Keaton, and Craig T. Nelson. And I won't even tell you, there's so many layers to this film. It's fun. It does go on to the whole idea of family dynamics over the holidays, but just how things can be, how things can go so far and you don't realize that it doesn't have to be like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not explaining it well, but it's a good one to watch. I enjoy it.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. I then love the Grinch Who Stole Christmas from 2000 with Jim Carrey. To me, we don't even need any other Grinch movies. We just
Other
need
than
that
the original.
one. Well, yeah, for source material and sentimentality.
I'm not on you with that one.
But I love everything about the Jim Carrey movie. To me, I agree with everything you said. They took a simple premise and they did it right with the backstory. And they had compelling characters, and you cast it perfectly by putting in Jim Carrey. Really didn't need anybody else. Just let him go.
Yeah, and the dog.
Yeah. I did include A Christmas Carol, the 1951 black and white with Alistair Sim that we already spoke about from the original list. I think people get there's too many Christmas Carol movies, other than Scrooge, which is the next one on my list. It's a different take on that theme. But for me, if you're going to watch A Christmas Carol, go back to the first one with Alistair Sim and really watch it. Because I think people go, oh, they're flipping channels and they'll see it and they'll just keep going. Watch it. If you can watch it from the beginning, it's a good message. It's not as dated as you think just because it's black and white and set in a certain era. Scrooge, as I said,
of course,
and you've already covered that beautifully. There's nothing more.
Go check out Scrooge.
Oh, the music.
Yeah.
Actually, funny. We watched this just a couple of days ago, and fun fact for Bill Murray fans: if you notice in the closing credits, he does a shout out. He says, "Feed me Seymour," and if you don't know what that means, that's a reference to Little Shop of Horrors, which he was also in that year.
Yeah.
And
it was filming while he was filming
doing
Scrooge.
Yeah. So anyway, that's just a fun. When people say, well, "What does that mean?" That's what it means. He was referencing that film. My second last one, and I know you're going to argue with me, is Christmas with the Cranks.
I don't like that movie. I don't like that movie. It stresses me out. I find that the characters are somewhat unlikable, and I know it might be hypocritical to say this, but it's too far-fetched at the end of the movie. Like,
not everyone comes together.
Not after they've been harassing it's just. I'll just leave it at. I don't think I know this isn't your ranking. It's not number 2.
No, this isn't like number 1 or number 2. No.
I don't even. It's not even one of those movies where it's so bad it's good and it's not so good it's good. Yeah. It's just in oblivion. It's there, and if it doesn't come on the TV and affect me, I will not retaliate. That's all I'm saying.
Well, maybe it's because I'm a parent and it resonates with me in a certain way.
Maybe.
The idea of, your kids leaving home and the lengths you're willing to go to for your kids.
Yeah.
Because they were planning, this is Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen in 2004, who are planning on giving up Christmas. That has always been a high-held tradition in their neighborhood because their daughter's not going to be home. She's doing missionary work or something like that. And they're going to...
Or school or something like that.
Something. She's overseas. And they're going to make it about them, and they're going to have an amazing trip. And they're saving every dime. They don't even send out Christmas cards. And then they get the phone call like 3 days before Christmas that she's coming home, and everything just goes to hell in a handbag because they got to pull Christmas out of their butts. I resonate with that. I look at that and I go, yep. I know. I'd be the one chasing the tin of honey glazed ham, or what is it?
Yeah, something like that.
Ham across the parking lot. That would absolutely be me. So I appreciate that movie, and I don't know why Cranks is an unfortunate surname to use. It should have been Christmas with I don't know, the Browns.
The reason why it's Cranks is because it's cranky. It plays off that.
I guess.
It's also catchy. Christmas with the Cranks,
Yeah.
The noise.
So those are the ones that for me, like that. Those are the ones that are like, yeah.
You said that
know.
was the second last
Well, I
one?
realized I just duplicated A Christmas Carol, so
Oh.
sorry about that, everybody. My hard no list
Yes.
that I will actually turn off if this happens to come on.
if it comes on.
And the reason I laughed so hard when you were saying Polar Express is because I was killing myself as we came into the closet here to tape this. I'm like, there's one more movie that I was going to put down, and it's Polar Express. They commercialized that movie when you guys were kids so hard, and I can remember it was a gift. I think it was your grandparents gave you that movie because it was a big movie. And
I don't think we own it anymore.
Oh, it's downstairs.
Is
it
it?
is, yeah.
It's locked up
it's
somewhere.
It's tucked away somewhere.
Yeah.
But that was the thing, was it was put out there as being the new Christmas classic. But you're absolutely right. That animation is disturbing. Like, it will
doesn't
give you
hold
nightmares.
up. Well, and the thing is that it probably was marketed as the new frontier for animated movies and all that. And no, it's not. Like that, the motion capture stuff still hasn't done well when it's full animated like that. And it's just such weird choices.
Yeah.
As I said about the Tom Hanks, like that, just I can't get over that.
But even the types of characters that they had, and the crazy, like, playing into stereotypes with the guy without the teeth and all that stuff. Like,
And the guy with the kid with the glasses.
Yeah,
and
like no. I think we can live in a world without the Polar Express. So the next one is Jack Frost with Michael Keaton. Because nothing says Christmas like your dad dying and coming back as a snowman.
Such a weird movie.
Again, Michael Keaton.
I forgot
great
about
talent.
that.
Why are we attaching ourselves to this movie?
That was a dark time in his career where he was between Batman and his comeback with Birdman.
Well, like I say, I look at that and I just think
I forgot about that movie.
Hard no. Well,
I think I tried to forget about that movie. It's
out.
such a weird. I tried to explain that movie to my girlfriend the other day, and she did not believe it was a movie.
It
when I'm
absolutely
explaining
is.
it, how the dad dies, but he comes back as Jack Frost, or like Frosty
There's a
the Snowman.
harmonica because the dad dies. Get a load of this. Dad's a musician, so he's never around anyway.
No.
But they have such a strong connection, father and son, that when the father leaves him his harmonica and he plays the harmonica and he makes a wish or something like that, then the snowman that he makes outside magically becomes his dad. Which, let's be real, he loses his dad all over again because the snow melts.
Yeah.
And I believe they made a Jack Frost too.
Oh, hopefully not. And it's so forgettable that I thought it was a daughter, not a son.
No. All right. My next one, hard no, is A Christmas Story, which we've already covered. There are things.
I thought you liked them. I think either my brother or dad liked A Christmas Story because I remember we watched it one year. We have it on DVD.
Yes.
And someone in the family likes it. Because I'm not the one who's a diehard Christmas Story fan. I think it might be Dad. I think it might be Dad.
Well, anyway, like I say, if it's on, I just keep clicking.
Yeah.
The next one is Jingle All the Way.
I didn't put that on my dishonorable mentions.
Give us an Arnold.
Where he says, because he's looking for a Turbo Man doll. He's like, I'm looking for a Turbo Man doll. Or something like that. And then there's the infamous scene where, for some reason, there's a guy he's talking to on the phone. He's eating a cookie, and Arnold says, he says, "Put the cookie down now." It's one of those movies where there's so many good movies where, like it's just like he fights a reindeer in his house. Like it's just so good.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's good.
No, it's not. It's so bad. It's bad.
No.
Okay, so Jingle.
No. What's wrong with you? It's not a tumor.
Oh my God.
I'm doing the podcast in Arnold's voice now.
I can't stop.
I disagree with you about your Christmas movie list.
Okay. All right. Sorry about this. I'm trying to get my act together here. So yes, as you've heard, Arnold is in it, and he plays a dad who's, again, absentee father. Some of his best / worst scenes are with Sinbad, and if you don't know who Sinbad is, he's a comedian from the late 80s and 90s.
He's a postman in the movie.
And he plays every black stereotype. Like the lines they give this guy, you cringe.
Well, and sorry.
I was gonna say Rita Wilson, Mrs. Tom Hanks, is the wife that apparently Arnold has to worry about her being alone in the house with the neighbor who is played by Phil Hartman.
And that's
he's
for the
guy with
cookie.
the cookie. And it kills me to say this because I loved Phil Hartman. He's another Saturday Night Live alumni.
No, is he?
He is, like some of the best stuff on Saturday Night Live in the 80s and 90s. Phil Hartman. Anyway, so the fact that these talented people are all shoehorned into this crappy movie just so that we can listen to Arnold yell things like, yeah, put the cookie down. I can't. And then the final one for me.
Hold on, before you go on to that, but the only thing negative I could say about the Christmas Jingle All the Way is that it doesn't have a good message where if you're an absentee father, all you have to do is buy your kid
the gift
they want, and it's all good.
Yeah.
That's not how it is, but I just like the absurdity of it. It's like how you like Office Christmas Party, where it's so kind of like, it's definitely not at the trying to be as funny as Office Christmas Party, but just the absurd, like, take the logic and throw it at the window.
Yeah.
It's Arnold saying funny stuff.
You would watch frickin' infomercial with Arnold Schwarzenegger, though.
Of course.
Totally.
Call 9530 now, or else I'll be back.
God.
We could have a whole. We could fake a guest appearance by Arnold on the show, depending on how believable the impression is.
There you go.
But what's the last one?
So my last one is kind of a blanket statement for any Hallmark movies.
Yes.
And
no offense to anyone.
I know people are going to be screaming at their listening devices right now. That's sacrilege. How can you not love Hallmark movies? I can hate all Hallmark movies because they are all the same movie. A girl who is going to go home and she's going to leave the quote, I'm using finger quotes, the right guy in the city. She goes home. There's something she has to save or litigate or visit or stop in her hometown, and she's going to find a guy who is your homespun, all-American guy,
Mama boy type.
And he'll have a dog,
Yeah.
or he'll have an elderly relative, and there's going to be some kind of way that they're thrown together, even though they're complete and total opposites. She's going to be a bit of a cow, and he's going to be nice, and he will win her over, and there will be snowflakes the size of dimes falling all over the place. They are going to fall in love, and it's going to be happily ever after, and I just call BS.
And it's going to have like an Instagram filter over the whole movie.
Oh,
where
everything's
it's like that glowing,
soft focus.
yeah,
soft
very
focus
glowy
on everything.
type
Yes,
stuff.
absolutely. So, anyway, I just I thought that's an interesting perspective that we agreed on some of those.
Yeah.
Like bang on, and some of them were like, no.
It's crazy. Arnold just showed up in the studio out of nowhere.
Did he? How did he fit in here?
I'm big. Small space. I'm a big guy.
You can't. We can't keep doing this.
No.
Okay, so just as a reminder to give us a review and a rating.
Let us know what your favorite Christmas movies are.
Yes. Maybe there's some we missed. I'm sure there's some we missed.
There's so many. Let us know. Where can they let us know?
They can email us at chatspodcast@gmail.com. That's CHATS podcast@gmail.com. You can also check out our Facebook page. You can message us that way. We're going to have upcoming topics that we're going to ask for feedback. Maybe you can give us some feedback there as well. We're always excited to hear from our listeners.
Yes, of course. Well, this has been me, Corbin.
And Sarah.
And Arnold. And Merry Christmas from us at Chats, and a Happy New Year. We'll have another podcast before New Year.
Oh, will we?
About New Year's resolutions, maybe.
Oh, sorry. I know the other one I forgot.
What? For a Christmas movie?
Yes. that
is
you
it?
must watch is Bad Moms Christmas.
There you go. I thought about that halfway through when you're on the EW list, and I was
can't
expecting
believe that. I'm so sorry, and I'm not going to get into it too much, but if you were the person in your family, it doesn't have to be a mom, if you were the person in your family responsible for making Christmas happen, and the reason I thought about it was when Corbin says, oh yeah, we're going to do another podcast, I'm thinking, I don't know how that's going to happen with everything I have to do. But anyway, if you are that person, frickin' watch Bad Moms Christmas.
Yes.
It is hilarious. Anyway, I apologize for that,
That's
guys.
all right. Hey, that's a little tidbit for those people who listen to the very end.
The very end. You thought we were done?
No. Little end credit scene for you guys. Well, it has been me, Corbin.
And Sarah.
And thank you guys for listening, and make sure to join us for our next chats. And Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.